Okie dokie. Let's see if we actually broke anything today. Okay, looks good. I don't think anything broke. Hello, Rodrigo. Good morning, afternoon, day to anyone hanging out and about. I'm gonna turn down my headset. There we go. So I am going to try to finish up our custom housing example. That way I can be done with that and move on to the next thing. Good morning, James. So let's see where we stand with this. Let's go ahead and delete our current save game. Okay. And let's go ahead and set everything up. So now we should be able to go in. I should be able to place an item where I want it. I can move it again if I want to. I'll do like 2 things. There we go. And we can exit. Enter again. Okay, cool. Saving, loading, moving is working. For the sake of doing a full tutorial, I'm going to add a small interface, add a couple more decorations. I want to add in scaling so that way we actually save out the full transform instead of just the location rotation. And I think that'll be it. I'm going to do, let me see if I can do scaling first. So let's find our mouse wheel and see if we have anything set up for the input on that. Which I doubt I do. Okay, so it's going to be an axis map, and this will be the mouse scroll. And that'll be mouse wheel. Should be an axis, right? We should be able to get both values with that. Okay, so let's try that. So in our player, let's see. This should be, oh my god, I am going to so need to reorganize this stuff. Look at that stuff. Okay, so let's see. Input mouse scroll. Okay, so whenever we scroll the mouse, we're basically going to adjust the scale of our decoration root point is what we want to do. Let's see if this works. I don't want to set though. I want to add, or let's see, add. Let's see, add scale. Oh shoot! Can I not add to the scale? No, I can only set relative. want to put it in the world space, so we're gonna have to adjust it based on the current scale, and we'll just go up. So let's see. Let's see. That's what are we gonna scale? Scale the entire thing, right? So get world scale, and then we're basically going to add a float to all values, and we'll add in our axis value. We'll set this in. Okay, so let's see what happens here. Okay. Whoa. Okay. It's technically working, but it's probably only going in. Let's see. Why do I have a feeling it's only going to go in like single digits? Yeah, ones and negative ones. So that's definitely not what we want. We need a multiplier. A negative by a positive is a positive, a positive. Wait, negative by a positive is a negative, and positive by positive, positive. Okay, so we'll just do a float by float. We'll do 10% of that value. Let's try this. Okay, there we go. That's a little bit better. Now we need to cap our scale within reason, so we don't go negative, because that would be weird. So let's. What's the easiest way? I'll just clamp the vector size. Let's cap it between 10% and 200%, and let's see if that gives us our desired result. Definitely. Okay, well, it did on the big side, but it definitely did not on the small side. Let's try 0.5. Let's get something reasonable here. Okay. Okay, so that's 50% and 200%. Let's go with 4. Okay, so that gives us the ability to scale now. Okay, so what we need to do is, let's clean this code since I'm already here. Wow, look at all these numbers in the wrong spots. This is ugly. Okay, let's try this. Let's try this. It's over. Let's move this over. There we go. That's at least looking a little better. There we go. Okay. So, handle scaling the decoration. Of course, we only want to do this if we have something attached. So I actually need to move this code over. We want, let's see, our attached decoration, if it's a valid item. So let's see, if it's valid, then we want to scale. If it's not valid, we're going to do nothing. Like that, okay. I should probably comment this at some point. I'll comment it when I'm done, because why not? Okay, you know what, this needs to line up. Okay, so that should be our scaling. Now, it should not scale. We should be able to place something, we can scale it, it'll go big. The problem is, yep, the next one's not going to be reset. So we need to reset the scale of our decoration root point whenever we place an item. So, action button. If we have something attached, we're going to detach it. We're going to set the transform to the decoration transform points. We're good. So then we need to take the decoration root point and we need to set scale, and we'll set it back to 1. There we go. And this should fix that. Let's see, reset our scale back to 1 for the next decoration. Which of course we're gonna have to fix when we pick stuff up. I think there might be a problem with picking stuff up. Okay. Nope, picking stuff. Okay, yeah, see? Yeah. We definitely have an issue there. because we're picking up the item. So I need to translate the item's scale. Okay, so okay. So the problem is when we pick up an item, which was right here. Let's see. Is there an item being targeted? There we go. Yes, then we're going to attach it, parent it. We're going to set the location and the rotation of the actor. We need to set the scale of the actor to 1 and then set the scale of the root point to whatever it was. So we're going to take the decoration root point and set its world scale to the scale of our attached decoration. So let's go and just move this stuff over. Let's see. And we're going to get the world scale of the root. Could I get the X? I guess let's go with here. Let's see if that works. So that should get me the scale, and this should make the thing really big the next time I pick it up. Okay, good. So that worked fine, because then we set the rotation of the attached decoration. We set its scale to 1. So that way we are using the scale of the root point once we've picked it up. Okay, so we should be able to place it, make it big, pick it up. Okay, so we're getting somewhere. I think I need to... Yeah, because we're setting this afterwards. So, crap, we need to cache it is what we need to do, temporarily. So we need to do a temp new attached scale. So what we need to do is we need to get our attached decorations, get the scale. This will give us the scale. We're going to set it to our temp new scale. Okay, let's plug this into here. That way it's separate. There we go. So this was going to save. Pull this out. Oops. Put this into here. So now we can save our scale. And then after we've saved our scale, we go ahead and set the scene component to... No, we need to set the actor scale back to 1 first, because then it's going to inherit the scene component. That's why we were storing this. So this, we'll set it to 1. Then we set the world scale of the scene component for the decoration root point to our temporary 1. And that should work. Big, pick up, big, there we go. And it should scale properly again. So we can scale it small, place it down, place a new one, scale it up, pick up the small one, move it around, rescale it, place it down, pick up that one, rescale it. Okay, good. All right. So our scaling and picking up and moving should be fine. I don't know if I'm saving the scale yet. That's what I need to check. So inside of our interior thing, we're storing the transform, which is exactly where we should be. And when we remake, okay, so the code was designed to work properly at this point. Let's find out. 2 items, make a bigger one, place it, leave, come back, bam, big one, pick it up, move it over here, resize it to small, new one should be full size. Yeah, so I could do this, then I could do a new one like that, bam, go back out, come back in, alright. Ha ha ha. Okay, so scaling is in and working properly. Well, that was easy. Now I just want some more decorations and a UI, and I think I'm done. That should be a pretty decent little example. Saving, reloading. Oh, I wanted to save. Okay, let me do this. Blueprint, savable house, UI. That's right. I want to do a oh, what was I gonna do? I need an interface, but I also wanted to do the ability to save and load custom maps. Hi, Cat. Can I help you? You're gonna be in the way, aren't you? Oh, look, you're on the keyboard. Oh, I did switch over to the main screen, right? I'm not just streaming nothing? Okay. Just making sure. Okay. Undo the canvas panel. Let's do a vertical box. Let's go ahead and do a horizontal box. Quit eating the... No Q-tips. I will poke you with my tweezers with those Q-tips. Go. I got a cat eating toothpicks off my desk right now. Give me a second. Butt-headed cat. Okay. Horizontal box. We're gonna snap our horizontal box to the bottom, middle. We're going to give it a padding of 20 off the bottom. Horizontal box will contain a couple buttons just to make this super simple. So we're going to give it a button, a button, a button, and a button. This is not meant to be a full toolbar. This is just meant to be something. We are going to want to fix size these, or fix an image inside of them, or just put text. I'll just do giant text. It'll make it easier, which means I probably should not have done that. There we go. Oh, can't see past the cat. There we go. Let's see. Text should be 1. We're going to make this black text. And we are going to make it way too big. 36. Like that. 42. Yeah, we'll go with that. Okay. We'll give it some padding. Now I want to fix size these buttons. Yeah. So wrap with a size box. Let's grab our size box. Let's make this 128. 128. Yeah, why not? Big old buttons. That'll work. Padding. Padding. Pad to the left and the right. Yeah, we'll pad to the left and the right 10. There we go. We'll go with that. Okay. Run one box. Now we can duplicate these. Like that. Go with... Where's my text box for that one? Go 2. Go 3. Go 4. I'll go 5. There we go. I will make this super simple for spawning stuff. When we hit the buttons, we will pass to the player an item we want to spawn. So we can make this super simple. Yeah, let's just make this super simple. Let's rename these properly. That would probably help. Button. One button. Name a button 1. Make it easier. 1. Button 2. Button 3. Button 4. That says button 9. That didn't work right. Why did that not be button 4? Ah. Okay. Button 5. Seriously? Where the hell do I have objects named button 4? What the hell? I most definitely do not have a button 4 in here. What the hell? Ooh, that's kind of cool. Oh. I've definitely not seen that one before. Hello there, middle. Pretty sure that doesn't. Yeah, 6, 7, 8, 9. I already renamed those ones. Okie dokie. Well, technically that one's button 4, so that's not gonna work. This is extremely weird. I've never had that issue before. Obviously there's a reason, but I don't know what the reason is. Doesn't matter. We're not here to make this easy. So what controls are spawning? Right now it's our left click button, right? Isn't it? Isn't our player... Oh, that's the interior button. So there's our character. Line trace by channel, set world location. Oh, it's E. No? Okay, no, wait, that's the tick. See, this is why I need to start commenting this crap. There we go, spawning. Okay, so the action button handles our spawning. So technically down here, we want to unhook this. We don't want to spawn anything. Yeah, we don't want to do that. So what we're going to do is we are going to... do I want to... I don't want to cast. Do I want to cast? I don't want to cast. I don't like casting. But I can't add anything to my player. I'll go ahead and cast. It's a better example. Yeah, I'll cast. It's a better example. Custom event. I'm going to call this one spawn decoration. I need a way to cancel. I'll have to add in a way to cancel. So spawn decoration. We're going to take in a class of blueprint decoration. And a parent class like that. Go. Now we need to do an if statement. We need to make sure we do not, oh, not an if, a valid. We do not want to spawn anything if we have something attached already. So if we do not have an attached decoration, we are going to spawn in something and attach it. There we go. So that's how that's going to work. We'll pass in whatever actor we want in our spawn decoration. So inside of here, when we click, we're going to get the player, and we'll go ahead. That's a weird node. Oh, that's because I made a shortcut for it. Yeah. Get player character. There we go. We'll cast this to our savable house character. We're going to go ahead and spawn decoration. There we go. And number 1 is going to be our painting. So we'll have one set up for our painting. Yeah, I'm going to end up moving the mouse. So, oh, we want to listen for input action, don't we? Yeah, damn it. Okay, so let's set up a basic hotkey system then. We're going to have action mapping. We're going to call this one key 1. This one will be 1. Key 2. Call this one 2. And we'll do key 3. Call this one 3. Key 4. Call this one 4. Key 5. And we'll call this one 5. This will work for now. Because right now, technically, oh, I need to spawn in my UI, which we only want to spawn inside the house. So, do we want to have the input? Oh, shit. So, is the input, the interior manager going to handle the UI then? Probably. So, we'll have the interior manager handle the UI. And then we're going to go ahead and create widget. Well, we'll fade in the camera. We'll create the widget after we fade it in. And this will be the house UI. We'll add to viewport. This shouldn't work properly, but it'll work good enough for now. There we go. Okay. This is 4.14, but none of this stuff is special in 4.13. None of the stuff is special in 4.14. I'm just my general project I upgraded to 4.14. I need to fix this, but I'm not going to worry about it for now. So here's our UI. We're going to have to listen for input. And we'll have to set this in our construct event. We're going to have to listen for, what was that, key 1? Pressed, we're going to consume it. We're going to have it, I have to click. This should fail, right? Yeah. I hate that. Okay, so we don't want to fire off on the click because everything's on the keyboard. So we're just going to be a custom event. We'll call this one key 1 pressed. We'll go with that. Don't give me an error. Seriously, there we go. Okay. What window? I mean, if you have any questions, just ask them. You can follow around. I generally try to explain what I'm doing. It may not be in... I try to explain the methodology while I'm doing stuff. Like right now, I'm setting it up so when I push the 1 key, it'll do something. So in theory, if I'm in here and I push the 1 key, yep, it spawns that. That's what I was doing. So I push the 1 key and it spawns a painting. Push the 1 key, it spawns a painting. Yeah, I work in blueprints. Blueprints are... There's a lot of stuff to learn in them. This is not basic stuff by any means. This would be more intermediate than I'm working on here. But all I'm setting up here is so when I push the 1 key, it spawns in... It tells the player to spawn in a painting. So that way I can now go in and add a couple more decorations for my example. I just wanted to make sure that was done. Okay, good. So let's add in a few more decorations. So we're gonna make a child, and let's see, let's make a bed. Because I need to adjust spawning the bed on the ground. So I want to learn how to do that properly. So, yeah, these are just going to be cubes because that's my artistic ability. Okay, seriously, I just moved the stupid thing back down and you're going to come back? Damn it. Hi, cat, welcome back. I need to move this up, what, 20? Or is it 10? Where's my left perspective? It's gonna be 20, right? Yeah, okay. So in theory, my bed should be done, which is kind of a silly bed, but I don't care. Do I have a material for the bed? Yes, I do. I need to make a new material because I am editing it, which again, I can't see. God damn. My cat is being very annoying today, so you have to bear with me from time to time. We'll make the bed blue because we can make the bed blue. And we'll go with 0 for red, 0 for green, and ooh, I like a lighter blue. Let's go with we'll go with that for the blue. There we go. So my bed should be a blue. Decoration blue. And go back to our perspective. There we go. So there's going to be our bed. Now in theory, if I coded this properly, and a lot of stuff's in theory, I should be able to just simply spawn in the bed as my second input action. So that's what we're gonna test. Let me see if I made this as adaptable as I'd hoped. We'll close the key to press. Whoops, press, and then we're just going to copy the stuff. right there. And this one will be our bed. Let's see what happens. Go inside, press 2. Yep, there's my bed. Rotation's wrong. I gotta fix that, obviously. But the bed worked. Good. And I should be able to scale it. So the question here is... this is where the problem I'm gonna come in is. I have, here. When I spawn in a painting, its axis is going to be on the normal, facing up. But the bed, it is rotating improperly. So we need to pull up our painting. Oh crap, I put this code inside of... this code should have been in the parent, not inside of the individual item. So I'm going to have to move this over. That's why we had a parent class. But anyways, we're looking at this. Okay, so our item, the x-axis is going to point in the direction we want it. Okay, so if we have our bed, we need the x-axis to point in the direction we want it. So we need to actually spawn it in like that, with the 0 point exactly where we want the middle to be. So this actually needs to go back down. That's how we want it. Okay. So now we have a bed that will properly fit to whatever we want, and we can resize it like that. There we go. Okay. One should give me a painting. See, my glow's not working. So we need to overwrite. We need to pull the stuff out of my painting and put it into the parent class. I don't know which function is handy, but I'm glad you found it. Hello, Daniel. JP3D. Stereo layers. I don't know what stereo layers are. If you can let me know what they are, I can see if I can do a tutorial on them. I need to pull this out into my parent. So let's find close our bed, open up our painting, pull the code out of there, put it into here, and create our... oh, crap. So here's where our issue is going to run in. Because I have the parent... oh, fudge muppets. Because I've designed this the improper way. Oh, yeah, awesome, Middle. Yeah, the listen input was added in 4.12 or 4.13, I want to say. And it is how you can allow UMG to accept keyboard input through the input channels. Before that, you have to have the character process everything, because the UMG can't take input directly. Aditya, yes, after the broadcasting is done, the video will be archived, so you will be able to watch it later. Right now, because I'm shortcutting this stuff, I need to fix it. So, crap. I need to figure out how to fix this efficiently. Oh, crap. And this one's not going to be, yeah, so let's, this one's a decoration. I know you're not going to compile right, but, you know, I still need to fix you. Okay. So my issue here is, my begin play is not getting the proper item with the proper mesh, because in theory, if I was doing this properly, I would be getting a static mesh, which is attached to every item, which is the actual item. So I'm going to have to switch this over to a static mesh system, which is what I had a feeling I was going to have to do. Okay. So we'll call this a static mesh. We're going to set that up as the target, so we can get rid of that. And it'll inherit the static mesh now. So the parent should be fine, but now I need to fix each of my items. Each of my items are going to be broken because I don't actually have a static mesh inside of them. 0.2, 1, and 1. Let's go ahead and add in a cube. I should have a generic cube in here I can use. Yep. I'll put this as the decoration red. Let's resize this to the proper size and move it forward. So 0.211, delete our cube. This needs to be moved forward on the correct, that's left and right, that's not gonna correct axis. There we go. I honestly have no idea if this is gonna work, but we'll find out. Those are at least right. Okay, good. So this will work. Okay, cool. We just need to fix the door now. Not the door. Bed. Okay, so our bed is 1.5 and 2. Okay, and we'll give this one our box. 1.5 and 0.2. We're going to rotate our item so it's correct. Then we need to look at it from the proper perspective and move it. Let's see, where is forward? Forward should be this way. I hope that was forward. Well, I guess we'll find out in a second. Okay, let's see if our beds work. I think I broke the beds. No, okay. Beds are working fine, they just aren't textured. And we have an error, so we'll have to fix that. Blue. Decoration base blue. Okay. Let me see if I can figure out what my error was. Okay, it's not there. Let's see. Okay, cool. Maybe the error's gone now. Stereo layers. Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I haven't done VR for a couple versions. I don't know anything about it, but I will add it to my list. So I can at least look at it. What are stereo layers? So I can look at that after the stream and try to figure out. Plautus, no, I'm not creating a survival game. I'm not creating any game. I'm just simply doing a example of having custom housing in a separate map and allowing the player to decorate with objects, using the mouse or keyboard to rotate and resize objects, kind of like a Final Fantasy or EQ2 house builder. So I'm just basically trying to finish up the last parts here so I can do a video and then release the source code and show people just a basic concept of, you know, you go in, you decorate your house however you want, when you leave, come back, everything's where you wanted it, you can move stuff around, you can resize things. I have to work on deleting and undo. And then 3 more items, because technically I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down there. But that one works properly. So I need to work on deleting and undoing. So I think I'll just simply make it where you have, if you, so this is where a flow thing comes in. Pick up something and then hit delete to delete it, or target something and hit delete to delete it. I'm thinking if you pick up something and hit delete, that should delete it. That's my personal opinion. So, handle spawning. Handle spawning in our declaration when we press the hot. Okay, yeah, so that's just good for now. I still have to comment everything. Well, I was thinking with right click, well, here's my thought process with right click. You're in here, you pick up the item and you're moving it. If you hit right click, it undoes. So, oops, I accidentally picked up something and moved it. I right click, it'll move it back to where it was and drop it. That's my thought. It seems natural, like, to me, like if you're holding something, you hit delete and it deletes it because you've picked it up. The other option is target it and hit delete and it deletes it. The nice thing is, once I get the code in, it won't really matter. I can technically put in both. I will put in both. So let's it's going to be bound to the delete key, so we'll just lock it straight into here. Yeah, you know what? Goodbye, Middle. Great to have you here. Feel free to watch the stream later if you want. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so okay, this is a super easy way of doing this. I love the valid node. I love this valid function. It is the coolest thing in the world for just making sure stuff works. If we have something attached and we hit the delete key, then we're going to just simply destroy the actor, I guess, right? That should work. We'll have to... Will it unattach automatically? Oh, I guess we'll find out. And then set attach decoration to nothing. Okay, well, let's see what happens here, shall we? Play. We'll go in. I'll eject. Let me find my player. Here's my player. Okay, let me pick up something. It's attached. Hit the delete key, and it deletes it. Okay. Well, that was super duper easy. Delete. Let me redecorate. Delete. 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 Now we should be able to exit, come back, and my house should be empty. All right. Okay. Well, that was hard. The next one, the next one should be super simple. If we don't have anything attached, do we have a hit actor? This is basically the actor we hit. Actually, let's see what the last decoration hit. This should work. If last decoration hit is valid, that means we have a decoration actually targeted. Then we can do the same stupid code. Which is be great for a macro here. Here we go. And of course, if we don't have a decoration at all, then... Oh no, we don't have an attached decoration this time. So we need to destroy the last decoration we hit. Aha. And then we don't have to worry about that, but we want to set the last decoration hit to null. There we go. Let's try that code. Let's actually put stuff in my scene. So put a painting, put a bed. Oh, that bed's too small. Pick it up, resize it. I don't like that bed. Hit delete. I don't like that painting. All right. Let's put another painting here, though. Go out. Come back in. Well, that was super simple. Crap. I thought that would take longer than that. That definitely did not take longer than that. It's going to take me longer to comment these new stuff. Handle. Deleting decorations. The nice thing is a lot of this stuff is becoming super simple to add in new features, because when I designed this, I designed it to try to be as open and generic as possible. So by using an attached decoration variable, I can easily tell if I have something attached. By keeping track of the decorations as I hit them, I can keep things, I can verify them. By using the isValid node, I don't have to destroy things. I don't have to like do ifs and stuff like that. Basically, if this is good, then we know we have something attached. If this is good, we know we have a hit decoration. So it makes it nice and simple. Crap. Let me just add a couple more props then, I guess. Yeah, destroying was really simple. That was nice. Let me add in icons to make this a lot easier. This is not the proper way of having things like this, but I just need something really simple so we can actually tell what we're going to do here. So instead of our... No, we'll need the numbers. We'll need a button. Oh, okay. So, two ways of doing this. Numbers above, numbers on top. Let's try the numbers on top method because that one's always fun. Wrap with an overlay. There we go. And then we're going to insert an image. That. The text will go above the image. The image will fill. The overlay will fill. There we go. Text will center itself. There we go. Image. I need an actual picture, which means... Oh, I don't remember how to do this properly. Thumbnail edit mode. Why is my decoration not showing my thumbnail. I should have something it should see in here. Why are my thumbnails not updating? Seriously, why is my thumbnail not updating? I'm not crazy, right? I should have... Like, my character is showing here. It's just because I... Oh, crap. How do you do this? You have to have, like, a stupid camera or something to get the proper thumbnail. Oh, I have not done this one in a while. So I'm not even going to worry about it. Crap. What would be the easiest way of doing this? Let's just go with a bed. Let's just go with like that. And, print screen. Open up Paint. Paste. Oops. Stop it. Scroll. Let's go like something like that. What are we thinking? Oh, I hate using Paint for this. That should work though. Oops, that was me selecting the wrong thing. There we go. Control C. File new, don't save, paste, file as. We'll put it in our downloads folder. Oh, I need to resize it, don't I? What do we got for a size right now? Screw it, I'll resize it in the editor. I don't really care. Let's do bed, icon. Let's do icon, bed. We need to rotate this back. That, and let's find ourselves our painting. Target, pull back. Go like that. Print screen. Paste. Select. Grab the painting. Paste. Save. And this will be the icon. Painting. Done. Okay. Close that out. Here's my UI. Here's my image. Oops. We actually need them in here. So decorations. Import. Icon bed, icon painting. There we go. UI, image, icon. Number one's the painting, right? That'll work. That's super duper ugly, but I like it. Technically, none of my buttons are bound to anything. These are just appearance items. So technically, I can just delete the rest of these. I can delete them again and then just add in new ones, right? Because none of these are technically variables I care about. Right? Because nothing's hard. Yeah, nothing's hard coded. I'm just binding to the keyboard. Okay. There we go. Painting to bed. Okay, so we've got icons now. We have some sort of a funky button system on the bottom. We actually kind of forgot to redo that one to typo. And I wonder if white with a shadow offset would be better. Seriously? Oh, it's the alpha 0 on the shadow, right? Yeah. There we go. Oh, that's a lot better looking. Okay. White with a 2 shadow offset. There we go. That works. That looks super easy to tell the numbers. Okay, cool. So we have a basic interface. I'm just going to slap together 3 other generically stupid looking items. And if I did this right, it shouldn't be too hard. I need to remember how to do this though. The thumbnail is actually annoying me at this point in time. There's the GD friggin' pivot offset option I was looking for the other day. Seriously? How do I always find stuff later? But yeah, there. I know you can edit the stupid thumbnail in here, so that's how you can move stuff, which is fine. But I don't have a working preview in there, and I don't remember how to do that. Ah, crap. I'll figure it out at some point. Oh. Ooh. Aha. Nope. Oh. Gotcha. Okay, hold on a second. I think I can figure this out. Aha. Oh, she doesn't work. Let's see. Submissions. Maybe I need to put it. Well, that really, really does not help. Because this captures from the current active viewport, but I can't have the item as an active viewport. Seriously? Well, that seems really stupid. Huh. Well, I'm going to go with really stupid, but I also have a way of taking care of this. Where is my bed? Here's my bed. There we go. There we go. Okay, well, that works. I don't like it, but it works. At least it's better than nothing. There's got to be a better way of doing this. Oh, well, that's better than nothing. Nah, it's a little too small. I mean, too big. There we go. Okay. So, let's see. Daniel, is there another way to communicate widget click events, etc. to other stuff without using casting? If you don't want to cast, then you want to use a blueprint interface. I just chose to cast because I usually use interfaces, and this time I decided to cast because I felt like casting. The other way, for example, this is a spawn decoration. So you have your blueprint interface. So let's say I made not a blueprint class, blueprint interface, and I called this one blueprint interface custom house character. I would call this player, but I already have a player one. And in here, we'll make a new function called spawn the decoration. It's going to have an input of what decoration. And its decoration is going to be the same thing I need. So if I can find decoration, let's see, it's my parent class, because that's what I want to pass through. We'll go ahead and now we can go into our UI, and instead of doing get player, save, and spawn, if my player has a class setting and implements what I just created, my custom house character, it can have a custom event in here. So where do I spawn crap at? Right here. Called spawn the decoration. I had to rename it because I already have one called spawn decoration. It has to be unique. But the difference you see here is this one has the little communication icon. That's an interface icon. So that means this is being called from an interface rather than just a custom event inside of it. You can see where it comes from. So inside of here, if we got our player character, I don't have to cast because the player character can implement spawn the decoration right there. So if I hooked up the key press to here and then hook this up, you know, to actually that's all I need to do, right? Just like that. Yeah, I don't need to cast. It's just going to basically say, hey, Mr. Player Character, if you implement this interface, go ahead and do something. And this is the painting. Here we go. And then Mr. Character is going to go, I do implement that interface. Okay, I'll go ahead and do this. So in theory, if that worked, my one button should spawn the paintings again, which it does not. So we need to figure out what we broke. Let's see. So oh, I don't have decoration plugged in. There we go. It actually helps if you hooked up the stuff properly. Okay, so we'll go back to play, go in here, and there we go. So I can spawn in my stuff like before. So your difference is, instead of casting, I still have to have somebody to talk to. So I have my character. And then interfaces are basically just generic indexes, generic stuff that could be somewhere. Doesn't have to be somewhere. If, for example, inside of my character, it actually didn't have this, if I went ahead and just simply didn't implement it, it's available. I could have it, I just don't. And we ran the code, and I pushed the button. Nothing's going to happen, and there's no errors. That's basically the UI going, okay, Mr. Character, go ahead and do this if you know how to do it. Mr. Character is going to go, I have no clue what you're talking about. And then that's it. No failure, no error. It just does it if it can. So it's also a great way because you don't have to worry about casting. And then also, you don't have to worry about a parentage or anything like that. It's a great way to have a generic interaction with things. So like, for example, you could have a interface called interact with, which technically I think I do somewhere. And you could have a vase be interacted with, or a door, or something like that. And all you'd have to do is say, hey, item I want to interact with, go ahead and do the interact with event. And then the item will go, okay, and every single item can have its own interact with event. So yeah, if you don't want to cast, you want to use interfaces. Interfaces are basically cast list event calling. You still have to call it on something, and that something will try to do it. But for my example for today, I wanted to not use that because I normally do interfaces, and I actually have interfaces in other parts of this project. But when I try to do an example, I try to include all the different ways. So, you know, communicate with casting and communicate with blueprint interfaces. So maybe that helps. Look at blueprint interfaces. I've done a video on it, and it's really simple to use. And technically, I literally just showed you how to do it. An interface itself is just the declarations for events or functions. That's it. There's no code in here. It's just simply the header file. Basically, it's a declaration. It's saying, hey, inside this interface, I want this event. Or inside this, I want this function. And the difference between that, in case you ever get lost, here is my character. This is a custom, not the custom event, what do they call it? Spawn the decoration. Yeah. This is an event called Spawn the Decoration. It only has an input. If I have another function in here called like spawn, blow stuff up, I don't know, blow stuff up, and it has an output. So if I had an output in there like is done and it's a Boolean, when you have something with an output, it becomes a function. If it doesn't have an output, it's just an event. And that's actually different because in here, for example, if you did blow stuff up, you'll see call function. And you'll actually have it over here. And it's an actual function that you have to implement, the entire thing, because you have to get an output. There are no outputs when you're inside your main event graph. So that's your real distinction between a function and a event, is the functions usually have outputs, or could have outputs. They have a return node, basically. But if you ever get lost, like for example, you create something and you expect it to be over here, it's only over there if you have an output. No output, it's not going to be over here. That gets a lot of people confused when they're using interfaces. Because it says interfaces, but the other event is not in the interfaces. Let's get rid of that one because that was cluttering up stuff. Actually, let's just let's have it not inherit that one. Boop, like that. There we go. Okay. What was I working on? Oh, making 3 new items. There's a lot of dots there. if you have any questions, just feel free to ask. I have no problem helping out or trying to clarify things. I only kind of sped through that a little bit because I do have other videos on it that you can watch. But if there's anything specific that looked like you were confused on, just ask. I got no problem with that. I'm trying to make decorations. Here we go. So, blueprint. Let's see. We have a bed. We have a painting. I'm just going to go through. You know, I'm going to go with a light. Yeah, let's just go with a light. Oh, let's actually call it decoration light. Decoration light. Okay. So we're going to make a light. Its static mesh is going to be, oh look, it's going to be our box again. 0.2, 0.2, and 1. We'll call this like a torchy lighty thingy. We'll add a point light to it. We'll put the point light on top of it like that. Technically, I want to say this would be okay, but let's see, it's going to be in the middle, and our point light's in the middle. But we probably want the light to be aligned to the ground. So let's align the light to the ground like that. Which is not what we want. Oh my god, my brain is just not functioning. Let's see what happens when we put the light into our scene. Let's see how messed up this gets, shall we? Oh, this should end horribly. Because I honestly have no idea what's about to happen. So I have my decoration for my light. Let's, while we're already here, let's make an icon for it since we remembered how to do that. Bam, there we go. Okay, so we need to go to our interface, which is this one, and we'll add a third button, and this one will be, here's our text box. This one will be number 3, and we need a picture. So let's go back to our torch. What do I do with my torch? Let's go like that. Let's unselect everything. Let's print screen. Pull back up paint. And can I select stuff, please? Thank you. Let's go with something like that. And we're going to do that. We're going to save, and this will be the icon. Torch or light, right? Light. There we go. And we're going to import our light icon like that. There we go. And then here's our UI, and we're going to go and add our light in here. There we go. Now we're going to code up our light. So we'll grab this and paste it. Yes, I know our event name is wrong because I don't care. Key 3 press. We'll go ahead and rebind to event 3. Please, thank you. Now we're going to spawn in a light. Okay, so let's see. I missed on chat. Talk about icons. Have you ever done an icon 3D viewport, like above a head of a character of a building that maintains scales when you're far or near, and maybe disappear when you are enough? Yeah, James, I generally turned off lens flare and stuff like that. I just didn't do it this time. It annoys the hell out of me. I've done stuff in the 3D viewport, icons and things like that. It's really easy with 3D widgets. You can just create a 3D widget and attach it to the actor or whatever it is. In terms of scaling, you do have the ability to see the size of things based on how much space it takes up on the screen. So you could have it scale like that. So yeah, you could definitely do it. You could probably even do it in the material by basically determining how much screen space this material takes up and then adjust it accordingly. I've never done the resizing. I usually just use a fixed size. Character creator. I technically have a character creator in process, but the problem is character creators require art. So I'm going to be working on art hopefully the rest of this week and making a character, and then I can see about maybe making modular parts or things like that. And if I can basically get some meshes of my own, then I can make a generic character creator. That's my plan. Okay, so our torch is completely wrong, which we kind of had a feeling it was going to be. Because I need the snap point of the torch at the base of the item. So the center should be fine, but the snap point should be right there. Okay, so let's go back in here. There we go. So there's our torch. Boom, we have a torch. We have a torch. We can slap a painting. Let's do a big old painting right there. Let's put a bed in between. Now I don't have rotate. Rotate would be kind of nice because whoa, what the hell did I just do? Oh, see, oh. Okay. Okay, so the item's colliding with myself, so that's a small issue I should fix. And I don't have rotation in, which I think I might do because you probably want to rotate stuff. I'll get rid of that one. Okay, so I got a third item in there. I'll see about adding in rotation. I could use like the Q and the E key to rotate. Would that be smart? Basically, if you have an item selected, scroll in and out to resize, Q and E to rotate, because should be pretty simple. We'll rotate it on the X axis, which is basically the up axis. Because I always want things snapping wherever I determine it. I think I'll do that. I think I'll add in rotation. I was actually doing something I seriously cannot remember. Let me put a few more. Holy crap, that's a bright light. Yeah, I'll put another. I don't like that actually. Yeah, we'll go with that for now. Hello, Monam. And you know what? I actually like. No, I'll do that. You know what? I think I'm just gonna add in the rotation as the last thing for the day, and then work on commenting. And I think this example is pretty much done. We have a building, and the building opens up a new map. The new map, we save and load based on the map name, which I could technically append to the player if I wanted to. We can spawn in different items. We can resize the items. We can place them. We can see which items we can edit. We can pick them up and delete them. We can move them after we put them in place. Big light, small light. There we go, like that. So we can do stuff like that. So I think this is pretty much a good example of what I'm aiming for, a good concept. So let's add an ability to rotate with the Q and the E key. And I'm going to hard code those in as well. So we're going to hard code those in with deleting. So we're going to have a Q key. We're going to have an E key. And this is basically just going to... Hello, E key. I friggin' hate finding the E key. Is there an easy way of doing that? Key E? No. Okay, yeah, I did the K key last time and cheated. Okay. So if we have something attached is when the only time we want to rotate. So we're going to make sure we have a valid key. Okay. So if we have a valid thing attached and they push the key, this now we're gonna have to run this through. We can do this after. We're going to do a multiplier is what we're going to do. So what's an easy way to put in two things and get back, or just I guess set? Damn, I'm trying to do this without. Will E keyboard work? Let's see. E keyboard board. Oh, that'll work. Okay, cool. Thank you for that helpful hint. I'm trying to do this without adding another. Oh crap! Let's just do 2 different ones, and we'll see about combining them afterwards. Whoops, that was the wrong button. Actually, no, I can Okay, most people code E as interact. Is there a way to use the same key in different circumstances within the world, i.e. grab the E as a temporary input? Yes, there is a way of doing that, and you have a good point. I should probably okay, so actually I'm gonna have a temporary. You bring up a good point. I forgot my E key was set to interact, which is actually somewhere in this effing monstrosity right here. The E key is actually already bound right here. I am on Twitch, Jesus. You can just go to twitch.com/MatthewW_dev, or just search for like Unreal Engine 4. I'm streaming on Twitch right now, as well as YouTube and Beam. To answer your question, James, you can have different things take priority. For example, if you had an input manager, it could take all the input, and then depending on your state, it could pass it along to the correct place. In this instance, I'm wondering if this is not the right place to put this. Oh, crap. Okay, so, okay. You brought up a good point. Inside of here, for example, I have the ability to listen for action. I could listen for the interact key when this widget's up, because technically we only want the interact options to work when we're inside the house and we have the widget working. So if I set up a new listen for and have it consume, basically the interface is going to grab that key, do something with it, and then consume it and never send it to the player. So this would be the right way of doing it, probably. So that's actually good you brought that up. In terms of different circumstances, the proper way of doing that probably is to have some form of an input manager if your keys are going to be context sensitive. And your input manager is your input manager. It takes all the input. Then it can check context, like, am I in the house? Then the E key is now rotate. Am I not in the house? Then the E key is now interact. Am I underwater? My E key is now go up. That type of stuff. And then pass along that input to the appropriate handler, either the user interface for interaction or the character for movement, stuff like that. And you could do that really easy, because if you had a blueprint, for example, here's our blueprint, you could have it have this right here. And you go into the input, you can set it to take in the input, give it a higher priority, so that way its input, it takes the input before other things. So you'd have it set like, you know, something like this. And that means all the input is going to go to this blueprint first, probably, because it's got a priority of 10. It's going to get the input from player 0 automatically, because that's what we want. And then all the input that it accepts will stop right here. It's going to kill all the input, and nothing else will take the input. So that's how you'd want to set it up on your blueprint. But I'm glad you brought that up, actually, because I would have ran into that issue, and I think putting that in here in the UI as an overridable event, listen for input, would be smart. So let's and it actually makes sense, because you have the same key that does different things, like in Grand Theft Auto, on foot, in a vehicle, in a plane, on a jet ski. It has context sensitivity. But we have our interact key, which is going to be our E. I don't think I have anything bound to Q, so let's do a new action mapping, and we'll call this Q key. We'll call it PQ, because that's all I can think of. Yeah, there we go. Let's close everything but our UI, and let's do some more listening. So on this one, we're going to go ahead and listen for the Q key. And more than likely, I'm going to pass this back to the player. So that way, the player, I could keep all of the object manipulation code inside the player itself, since that's where it is now. Custom event, and this will be key Q pressed, and we're already being lazy by doing this, so we might as well keep it the same. Find our character. Let's add in a custom event. We'll call this one handle key Q pressed. We'll do another custom event. Handle key E pressed. Yeah, which technically this would be the interact pressed, but we know we're bounding them hard right now. No, I can't, so this is be named wrong. No, because I've already got this bound in case someone changes it. Yeah, so like Q would be something like if you mapped it to auto run, or I don't know, something. This would be handle key Q pressed. Okay, so this should pass it along from the interface to the character. And we'll redo this. We're going to change this to handle interact. And we'll call this I have no idea what I called the other one. Key Q pressed. Interact. Key. Oh, spelled it wrong. Key. Interact. Press. And do this one, the interact. Hope that I named that properly. Input, and it is interact. Okay, so we are good. Always gotta make sure it's named the same or things don't work, because they don't like working. There we go. So now we should be able to handle that from the interface and pass it along to our character. And hello, Alex. So now we just need our character to handle doing stuff. So when we push the Q key, we are going to check and make sure we have something attached. So of course I deleted this because I didn't think I'd need it, and I did need it. If we have something attached, we are going to adjust the rotation. So we're going to get the attached, we adjust the root point because everything is based on the root point. And we're going to add relative, no, we're going to add world rotation. Because everything is done in world space. And this will be on the x-axis is what I want to say, and it's probably -1. So let's see what happens if we duplicate this code and do a +1 here, and let's see what happens. That's all we can really do. Go in here, place an item. Okay, Q and the E key are doing nothing as far as I can tell. So let's see if they're actually doing anything. Okay, so they are doing stuff, we just aren't actually doing anything properly. So our code here is improperly done. What is the difference of using a text or a string? Not much difference, except for the fact that a string is just a bunch of stuff. Characters, basically. A text has a backing stuff behind it where you can translate text. It's meant for localization. I never use localization. So for example, you have this right here. So for example, if you set up localization and you had English and Spanish, and I don't know how to set this up, but let's say the key was hello, and you did the output text like this. Well, you'd have the output, to whatever you want. But basically, if you have a string here, and your string was hello, it would output hello. And if the person was in the Spanish language, you're still going to get hello. If you have a text lookup table for localization, you put in your key, which is hello, and then it's going to output based on their localization. English, like for example, this could be English, Spanish. I don't know how localization works, but if it's set up properly, you would output hello in English or hola in Spanish probably, or Ni hao, for example, in Chinese or Japanese. I always forget which one that is. But hopefully you understand the difference. Basically, text is meant for localization, and string is meant for just a string of stuff. Text is better if you're going to localize. If you're not going to localize, then it really doesn't matter. I know string is just for text. I mean, string is literally just for whatever it is. That's what I mean. By text, I mean it's just for whatever it is. A string is meant to display stuff, because it can be, you know, hello, you know, 1294, whatever characters, blah, blah, blah. Text is meant to have localization as part of it. Get away from my stupid stuff, cat. Seriously. Oh. Yeah, that's hopefully, yeah, you got the gist of it. Things that are meant to be displayed generally, for example, like your text block will take in text because it's meant to be displayed, and they don't want you to then put in a string and then convert it. Strings are probably less resource intensive because they're just a literal value, whereas texts are not a literal value. So that's something to keep in mind. If you're not going to use localization, I also think one of these strings, for the most part, if you look at a string here and you look at the utilities associated with the string, you'll find a metric ass ton of stuff. Whereas a text, because it's not just a pure value, you're not going to have those same things in here. You're going to have a lot less of them. So that's something to keep in mind. If you want the ability to manipulate your values, string is going to give you better ability. But of course, there's nothing stopping you from casting to a string, manipulating, and then casting back. But just in general, a string is a much more robust thing for options. Yeah. Like you can't append a text, you can only append a string. That's something to keep in mind. Yeah. I don't know, Jesus. I have not looked into much of the code. I know string is something. I'm being honest here. Because I don't have to care about stuff in the background, because I'm not using C++, because I'm not using the actual underlying code, I honestly don't care. It's a good question. I should probably know the answer to it, but blueprints are just simply more fun, and I don't want to care if something's by reference or by value or by class, or if it's a primitive or if it's structure. I don't care. And yes, you can convert pretty much anything to anything. You could take the text, convert it to string, manipulate it, then convert it back. But it's just more overhead when you do that. So if you can create it properly in the first place, depending on what you want, it's probably better in the long run. Yeah, it could definitely be a class because of all the methods. Who knows? It's a something. That's honestly, you know, after like the first couple months of using blueprints, I started not caring because it's just a lot more fun to get stuff done than to worry about it. Of course, nothing's working right now, but that's what I'll worry about in a second. Okay, so we are failing. Oh, I didn't have anything attached, so that really didn't help. Okay, so let's grab this. Okay, so let's see where we are failing. There's our decoration root point. We're adding to the rotation. So let's check out what is happening inside of our scene, shall we? Where's our character? Where is our character? Here's our character. Let's grab something. Oops, let's grab something. Let's look at our bed. Actually, it's our character's root point. Here we go. Okay. Okay, do we still have, nope. There we go. So, yeah, oops. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna work for what I want. I need to change... Crap, I'm gonna have to change the underlying rotation of the item. Aren't I? Yep, I'm gonna have to do that. Crap. Okay. I don't know, Madam David. I honestly don't know. It's a something. I honestly don't care. It's something I'll probably look into at some point when I dig through the code. I don't know. I'm more curious. Oh, shit. So this is going to run into an issue. I've been using the rotation of the root point, but I can't do that. I need to rotate the attached decoration. Okay, let's see what happens when we do this. Okay, rotating on the x-axis was not the appropriate axis. Okay, so, is it the z-axis because of the way I'm doing this? Let's find out. Also, 1 is so not the right way of doing it. There we go. Okay, so that worked fine. But it's gonna lock down the rotation. Ew. Okay. Yeah, I've got to translate the rotation once it... Oh, crap. So this is going to be an issue. Crap, this is what I was worried about. Yeah, I might have used Unreal with C++, but then it would feel like I'm programming, and I don't want to feel like I'm programming. It's just not as much fun. Okay. So let's do some 5-degree snaps, not 50-degree snaps, and I'm going to need to properly translate the world rotation to the item once we drop it. Is what I need to do. So let's find our code for dropping, which should be this one. We have something. Okay, I need to start commenting this. Is attached. Please put my code there. Thank you. Yeah, let's just start commenting. Detach and place back into the world. Here we go. So. Let's split these and just put these in, and let's try if that helps, at least dropping it properly. Okay, pick up, move, rotate, drop. Holy crap on a crutch. That was obviously not the right way to do that. So do we need to take a temporary? Do we need to add the rotation after we drop it? I have a feeling that's what I need to do. I need to do, so you know, we're just going to call this a temp. Wait, no, I'm not sitting here. We're just going to call this a temp new attached vector, so I can reuse the vector, which I can't because it's a rotator, so that really didn't help. We'll just call it a vector anyways. Temp new attached rotator. Okay, because we're going to need to do the same thing we did before. So we're going to need to get the decoration, get the world rotation. Actually, I wonder if I should be setting this relative, since it's attached. You know what? I wonder if there's a way I can do this without doing this, by using relativity instead of setting the world. Let's see, add relative rotation to the root. Now, let's see what happens if we do this. It might save it once we're done. If we do it this way. course, I did the wrong variable. Okay, so it's not going to save it. But will it save it in here is what I care about. Because I can pull it out if it's relative. Let's pull this out. Let's find our bed. Okay. Damn it. Seriously. Bed. Go back into here. There we go. Yeah, okay. So it's going to set it up relative. I don't think this is going as well as I planned, but this is kind of funny. And then once I drop it, yeah, it's going to go ahead and reset. Let's see, this is our bed, right? Yeah, okay. So we're going to have to adjust the relative rotation. Okay. But I think this is the smarter way of doing it with the relative node. Because that way I can keep the values separate. And yeah, that would be why then my X, which I expected to work, did not work properly. Because I was setting, yep, okay. Because that should have worked like I expected. Okay, let's double check that this is working. Rotate, okay, whoop. Oh, add, not set. So many nodes, so little paying attention. Okay. Let's double check we did this right. Definitely did not do that right. Seriously? Okay. That's annoying. When you delete a value from a field, it should replace it with 0. You should not have to type in 0. It should reset to default when you do that. There we go. Okay. So we've got the relative rotation resetting properly. Okay. So we're good there. Let's go ahead and code up the dropping function, which is in here somewhere. It's got to be here, right? Okay. If I don't do that, will it maintain the relative rotation? It will not. Am I resetting? Let's see. Rotation, keep world. Let's see if that one works. Okay, definitely not what we wanted. Okay. So what we need to do is we need to get the relative rotation of the attached decoration. So we'll get the relative rotation. Seriously? You can only get the transform? Well, that's just rude. Okay, so that's fine. Split. We'll set the new attached rotator. Okay, so this should give me the relative rotation, which is what I want to set. Oh, let's see. Let's check out values while we're in here. Okay, so this is our attached bed, which has a relative rotation of nothing relative to the character's root point of whatever the hell it is. So after we drop it, then we can add a relative rotation to the world and it should fix itself. Okay, so let's combine, because we're going to match that. Okay, and then we can take the attached decoration before we do that, and we're going to add relative rotation to the root. Oh, blueprints, you are not cooperating today. There we go. We should be able to add back in, after we've dropped it, the rotator that we stored. Let's see if this works. This is not my strong suit, if anyone has been paying attention to the math and stuff like that. Okay. It resets, but it stored it. That's what counted. Oh, okay. It's my little bed. I need to fix collision at some point. Okay. But the point is we got that working. Okay. So we're good there. This is ugly as sin. I'll just keep this here for now. That's good enough. So when we pick up, what we need to do is we need to, let's see, we've attached nothing. Is there an item being targeted? So this is a pickup. We're going to go ahead and reattach it. When we attach it, we are going to lose the rotation. So that's not what we want. Let's see what happens if we don't set the rotation. And we keep the existing rotation. Oh, definitely not what we wanted. So we want to set that to 0, and then we want to add in the old world rotation is probably what it is. We want to add that as relative. So we are going to pull these over here, and we are going to grab our attached decoration, and we're going to add relative to the root. Okay, and this will allow us to now reset the relative rotation. But it's going to have to be based on a value we store at a previous point. Now the relative rotation that we want to add in is going to be based on the world rotation before we attached it. Let's do it before we attach it, because once it attaches, it resets. So we're going to take our hit actor, and we're going to get the actor rotation, right? I just want the world rotation, yep. And then we're going to store that in here. Okay, so let's try that. I don't want to move stuff for now. Okay. And then we set this to this. Okay, let's see if what happens. Go into our house. I should probably start in my house. Okay, obviously that was not right. That's just pretty cool. I'm getting funky stuff. Okay, so what are we doing wrong here? Is it going wrong when we attach it, or is it going wrong when we are... Oh. Let's hook this up to the right node. The correct node. Let's try that again, shall we? Okay. So we are definitely still failing here. Okay. Let's go and let's debug, shall we? Oops, let's debug inside the window. Okay. So we got a 90, negative 19, negative 19. Let's see if that's proper before we do anything. There's our bed. We have a 19, 90, and a 19. So that's going to be our rotation in the world. We want it to match that rotation when we get it. Right? If we reset this, yeah, okay. So that's the rotation we want. So we want it to be that rotation in the world after we pick it up. So not add relative, set world transform, set actor. I should be able to set actor transform, right? Decoration, set actor rotation. Yeah, never mind. I think this is the proper one I should be using. Into basically matching what it was before, and then it said set the relative version. Whoops, I paused that. Let's unpause that. Nope. Now it's sideways. Okay. This should not be failing, except for the fact that it is. So let's see if we can debug the math. Here is our bed. Our bed has a current rotation of 19, 90, 19. That is approximately what I want it to be when I pick it up. Once we pick it up, our bed now has a rotation of, not the right numbers, 19, 19. One of these was negative 19, right? No. Is it negative 19? Okay. So obviously setting it to the world's location isn't going to matter because it's going to be offset by the rotation of our root point. Crap. That's where my issue's coming in. This is exactly why you do all the math courses in school so you can learn math properly. See, I need to maintain the proper values. Okay, let's try something in here. Let's go in here. Let's spawn, oops, not the F1 button. Damn it. Spawn in a bed. Eject out. Bed has no rotational value at all. Spawn in the bed. Find our secondary bed, which is bed 1, right here. And those are the rotational values of it, right? Negative 54, 90, negative 54. Okay. Negative 54, 90, negative 54. Right? Okay. 2, 2, 2. Which is what we want. And our the static mesh itself, its rotation we want because we want it rotated. Oh, okay. So what we need to do is translate that into from local to different space. Is there a helper for no, there isn't. Oh, fuck, I hate math. Basically, I need to take the rotation of the item. Well, if I attach it and don't reset the rotation, I'm still going to be screwed up technically because it's... Right? If I... Okay, hold on a second here. Am I just doing something wrong here? Here's the scale, which we're fine at. Here's the world scale, which we're fine at. So, if I just set the location to where the root point is and don't do anything. Well, basically the problem is it's my rotation now. When I pick up the item, I need the rotation of the item to be properly rotated. Because if, for example, I create an item, scale it up, rotate it a little bit, and drop it, it's fine. But when I pick it up, it's changing the rotation and not keeping the rotation that I want. Okay. Yeah, see? And obviously keeps current relative transform as relative transform to the new parent. Automatically calculates the relative transform such that the attached component maintains the same world transform, which one would assume one would want. Yeah, it should be easy, and one would hope it was easy, and I'm doing that. I'm storing the rotation right here. So this is the rotation of the actor. I am storing it. Yep, no, I am right here, storing it before I pick it up. So in theory, if we look at this bed, its rotation is 19, 90, 19. We'll go ahead and pick up the item, and our stored rotation is 19, 19, 90. So I mean we have that. So I'm definitely storing it. Assuming that didn't work really weirdly, because that seemed weird. Why are those not showing negative values? No, I guess negative 19 and 19 are the same friggin' thing when they're both set like that. Okay. Anyways, yeah, so I save the rotation. This is the world rotation. Then I'm attaching it. Once you attach it, it's... Well, let's see if we just attach it without doing anything else. Oops, and not debug. Yeah, see, it's going to completely screw it up because it's taking the location of the item. Let's see. Hold on a second. Yeah, see, that's definitely... We don't... Oh, I'm stuck in the friggin' world. Yeah, we still want it exactly where it is. Let me play with some of these options. Yeah, okay, so we want it like that. We basically do that, and then we reset the location so it snaps onto the point. So when I pick it up, it's now snapped onto the point. The problem is that rotation is not being applied properly. So right now our bed has a rotational value of 19, 19, 90. We pick it up and you can see it has a different one. And even if we reapplied the correct rotation, the problem is this rotation is relative, not the world one. We want an absolute rotation in here. Oh my god. Am I... Oh, son of a gun. Look at that. It's because of this, I bet. No, wait. Hold on. No, this is just the root point, which is fine. That's fine. Here, let me go back to play. Let me pick this up. Oops. Let me see if I can actually edit this while it's attached. Okay, so yeah, see, we want the local rotation to be adjusted, but the local rotation, yeah, because the problem I'm going to run into is damn it. Okay, let's go back into here. Let's place an item and rotate it like that. Ah, damn it, I meant to do it in here. Play. Yeah. The sucky thing is this is going to seem really stupid once I finish it. Here's my bed. Here's its local rotation right there. It's relative to the world, so that's its right one. Technically, I can't have this rotation because of the parent. So negative 159, 90, 160, 160, 90. When I pick the item up, we have an issue there. And if I set it to 160, 160, it's still not going to be right because of the fact that it's offset by the root point right here. So if I add, oh, you know what? Where am I attaching crap at? Right here, right? This is it? No, wait. Right here, right? Okay. If we were to take and set the rotation, okay, so we're going to set the actor rotation is what we're going to do. There we go. And we're going to set it to a value which is the attach point. Where's the attach point? Where's my stupid attach point? There we go. And we're going to subtract. Oh, I need the get world rotation. I'm going to subtract. Oh my god. How do you... Ah, crap. crap. How do you do rotator? See, this is rotator math, which I don't know how to do. If we just did that and see what happened. I don't know. Yep, this is shit. This crap. Oh, that was almost close. Yeah, I could split it into the X, Y, and Z, but I don't think you're supposed to do that with I don't think you're supposed to do that with rotators. I remember rotators having some issue, but I mean, I can just yeah, I really don't think I'm supposed to do this, but whatever. This is math. I can't do math. Yep, see. I mean, it could even be the opposite direction for all I know. Could be add, could be multiply. Let's see. The bad part is this is going to be really stupid once I figure it out. And it just happens every damn time. I might have to just not do this for now until I can get some help. Yeah, see, that's basically just giving me back the other one, which isn't what I want. I assumed... See, relative is not going to work, because relative to the item and relative to the world isn't going to work. And because I'm adjusting my root point every time, it's going to be an issue. Damn it. It's just one of those things where the math, I can't do the math. Basically what it comes down to is, and maybe I'll just explain it as clear as possible. We have our character. Part of our character is a root point. This root point has its own rotational value, and that rotational value changes because it's basically going to be where we hit on our scene. When I attach the item to our root point, I need to inherit the existing rotation of that item and then set the rotation to its existing rotation. That's the problem. Now, I'd assumed this, in theory, would work like it's supposed to. It's got a rotation. It says automatically calculate the relative transform such that the attached component maintains the same world transform. But my attach point has a funky rotation and it's causing an issue. Our scalar works and our location works. It's our rotator that's not working. No, keep world does this. Yeah, you'd assume keep world will work. It doesn't. It doesn't give me the desired results. Here's our bed. Oops, where'd my bed go? Yeah, and then if we pick it up, yeah, see, it doesn't do it. No, the sucky part is this isn't really troubleshooting. I know what the problem is, but I lack the requisite skills in math to do what I want. Yeah, because see, we need to attach it. this is going to attach it to the component. Once it attaches it to the component, before I was setting the rotation to 0. Oh, technically I don't even think I was setting the rotation. I think I was just not really worried about the. I guess I was setting the rotation at some point. Great, I don't even remember what I did earlier. That's funny. See, that's all working fine. This is definitely not working fine. Oh, this is so boring. Let's see. Let's see if we can rethink this another way. Our decoration point is going to change every point in time because our decoration point needs to match our surface. When we attach to our component, let's see what happens if we just simply attach to our component. Here, let's. Yeah, okay. So that, as we can see, is definitely giving us an issue. There we go. I have a feeling that's due to collision as well. It's our bed. Yeah, you can see like some serious issues going on here. Look at that. It's because it's colliding with itself. Yeah, so that's not a problem. The fun part about this is I have not really played with the attaching. Whoa. I don't think that's what we wanted. That is kind of cool. Okay. That's definitely not what we wanted. Ooh, look at that. Yeah, see, so that's just, yeah, it's just not going to work. And if we simply pick up the item without doing anything, it's, see the location, see that's what's funny about the location. You would think this would work properly, yeah, but it's not because we're technically moving it around. So that's fine. We have to set this. This has to run like this. These are the minimum requirements to get this thing working properly. It's still rotating, which it should not be. See, we're into resetting our rotation, and that's because it should be set to 0, 0, 0, like that. Oops. Yeah, so set the... because that's setting in the world, that's not, set relative rotation for the actor. Here we go. So that one should... yeah, see, that keeps our item like we expected it. I don't know why I broke the scaling apparently at some point, as we can see here. That's awesome. I definitely broke the scaling somehow. That's pretty cool. But see, this is fine. The problem is when we go in here and we place down a new item and we rotate it, I want to inherit that rotation. I don't want to reset the rotation to 0. But we need to set it to 0, and then we need to set... yeah, couldn't we then do this? I mean, you would think this would work right here. But as you can see, it doesn't. Because this sets it relative to the parent and sets it to 0. So that'll basically give us our proper snapping. Oh, we don't have... yeah, see that should work. Yeah, set. See this one, where's the let's see, this is the world rotation of the root. This should be the exact same result right here, because these two nodes are technically targeting the same thing. Yeah, just making sure. Okay. I wonder if rotate, pick up. Yeah. Now see. The bad part is this right here. These two nodes should not be failing. If you add the rotation to your initial value before setting it, you mean if I add it right here? Yeah, I mean, that was the next thing I was looking at, storing its internal location, but I don't want to do that. Hey, Headclot. The problem with storing the initial value in the blueprint is I'm not storing the blueprint when I recreate my scene. I'm just recreating the existing settings. There's got to be a way of doing this. And for your question, bottom, yeah, for adding the rotation. So, I mean, if I set it here to the relative rotation, the problem is the relative rotation and the world rotation are two different things. And I tried this, and that just causes that issue. Fucking hate math. I know where the problem is, and I don't understand why this is actually not setting it. It's doing it properly. I'm wondering if it's doing wrong because of the order I'm doing it in. Yeah, because even if I did this in the backwards order, like this, it's still going to fail because we're setting the relative simply back to 0, which means it's going to pick it up like that, yeah. And if we just set the actor rotation, we end up with the issue. See, you'd assume this one would work. You would literally assume this one would work. No, because unfortunately, it still won't work because even if we set the active rotation, this... Okay, so here's the... Aha! Okay, so here's the problem. Let's yeah, no problem, Daniel. Let's see if we can try to explain this properly. Which I've technically done a couple times, but maybe we can explain it better. Here is my decoration root point. It's something. It simply exists inside of the character. But when I'm playing, the decoration root point is changing. And it's going to constantly rotate, and it's going to constantly move based on the surface it's hitting. It's the end point of my line trace. So when I go in here, and let's go back to our character, and we go to our decoration root point. When I have an item that I'm building right here, as you can see here, it's got these settings. So it's like 77, 90, and 44. And then the item attached to it has its own rotational values. These are the relative rotational values, which are offset by the other rotational values, its parent. So even if I move this thing, its own values are going to stay the same, which is fine. I got no issues with that. And when I drop it, I basically take those values and reset the world values. Because technically these are the world values right here. These are the world values for this item. So if I drop it, I get the world values and I save it. Now when I pick it back up, the problem is this bed, these settings for the rotation are for the world, but still need to be offset once I pick it back up, based on the player's rotational values here. So the negative 161, for example. Which once I pick the stupid thing up, it is completely different. You know what I'm wondering? I also just noticed something. Where is my player? Here is my decoration root point. I wonder. 00147. Pick up. You know what? Oh, you know what? Okay, so when I'm clicking on the item and it's attaching it, I wonder if here, let's see, get, oh, I wonder if, oh shoot, you know what? Okay, I think I might have this. I think I might have this. No, I don't have this. Let's so we can let's go back in here. Let me check something out here. Whoops. Let's spawn in a bed and rotate the bed. Here is the bed's values. The bed's values are 30, 0, and 0. That's its rotational values. Let's set it down. Let's look at the bed's values. It is much different. 30, 0, and 0. And that's because it's being offset by the other thing. And it's not an offsetter. Okay. I think I am supposed to be... You know what? I wonder if... where's my decoration point? Get... rotation point. The problem is you can't... Rotators don't work like that, and for addition and subtraction, you're supposed to use multiplication and division on rotators, but I don't know math for rotators. Rotators are fucking magic, basically. And you can't just subtract a rotator is the problem. You can't do it. There's no subtraction option for rotators. They don't work like that. And I can't subtract just the values. I've already tried that and it doesn't work. Fuck me. I might have to just not have the rotational option in there, unfortunately. I can store the rotation value in a variable. I can store anything in anything. I could do the grid-based snap system. Yeah, I have a feeling I'm gonna have to do what someone suggested. Let's do a really stupid idea and see if it works. Oops. I don't like doing this at all, but if I can at least get something working, we can see about going from there. So let's basically basically storing the rotator inside the blueprint when we drop it. Something's attached, yes. We're going to detach. Before we detach from the actor, we are going to grab the attached decoration, and we're going to set the attached rotation. And the attached rotation is going to be its get relative transform for the root. Really? Why can I not get the relative effing rotation? I do not like doing this at all. And hello from the Ukraine. So in theory, we're going to put in an internal variable. Now see, this isn't going to work because the problem is on a fresh start, once I put everything into the world, I still need to get that rotation. Yeah, I need to get the current rotation of the item in order to... It's not going to work. Because I'm not going to store the attached rotation to the item when I respawn it. I can't do it. Yeah, that's not going to work. I have a feeling... Okay, so... I have a feeling basically a lot of this is stemming from the fact that I'm rotating the root point rather than what's attached to it. Basically, when I do my line trace, I'm setting the location of the root point based on the line trace. Where I should probably be setting its rotation to 0. Here, let's see if we can break this and fix it. This is going to cause so many issues. Yeah. So, yeah. What we need to do is we're going to have to, based on the trace point, so we're going to have to we have to save the trace normal, I think. Yeah, because we're only going to care what we hit, so okay. Come on, give me that one, thank you. Here, let's try this. For now. Okay. So whenever we set the rotation of the item, we're going to end up keeping our decoration root point to 0 this time. So let's see if that worked. So where's our character and our root point? And we have an effing Z. What the hell? This says 0. Right? I'm not crazy here. Don't I just fucking have to love iterating through crap. So how is that Z rotation not 0? Seriously. Am I setting the root point rotation at any other point? Okay. Get the location. Throw shit out into the scene. Set the world location of the scene component to whatever we hit. This does say 0, right? I'm not crazy here. Everyone else sees it says 0. Okay, so where is my find references? Okay, nope. Nope. Aha! I am... Nope, that's not it. Nope. Nope. Setting the scale of it is definitely not the trend. rotation. Setting the scale. Nope, I am, okay, technically I'm, yeah, no, okay. So that should be effing 0. I'm not crazy here. Okay, let's try something extremely stupid here. Huh, look at that. Oh, son of a gun. Oh, crap. I have a feeling I know what's going on. Oh, crap. The root point is adjusting itself because it's on the capsule, and our capsule is fucking inheriting rotation from various things because of character movement. Which means this is probably completely screwing up anything I want to do. Okay, if we put our root point on our mesh, will we get a value that I expect? I'm starting to think that the no, it's still gonna end. It's gonna change itself. Yeah, our world value is still fine, or relative. What the fuck is our world? Oh my god. Damn it. I have a feeling I might have to redo some of this stuff to make sure it's done properly. Damn it. Let's plug this back in. Let's see if we can. Yeah, so we can still do that. Yeah, so we still have the code working, and we can still go in. We can place stuff properly. It's just picking up stuff. Once we pick up stuff, we're losing our rotation, which, yeah, I don't know. I really wish I could figure this out. I don't like leaving things not working. You'd assume this one worked properly, but it's not. You'd assume you could... When you're setting a world rotation of something, it should set it in the world to that rotation, which is technically what I'm doing right here. I'm setting the world rotation of the old world rotation, which was this one right here, for the attached decoration. This one should fix all of my problems right here. Literally, all the problems. Well, that's fine. If I do a grid-based system, how do I store the rotation of the item once I put it in? Let's say I was on a grid, and let's say I'm in here, and I place this item on the grid right here, and then I rotate it. The problem is, now when I pull the item back out, it's the wrong damn rotation. It's the rotation I'm having an issue with. Let's see, make rotator from yeah, I literally okay, so this is what I don't understand in terms of this working. If we're in here, and let's say we have an item we've spawned in, right here. This is my bed. This is the item. This is the location of the item in the world, and this is the rotation. So if I was to like change this to -100, the bed's going to rotate. This is my rotation of the bed. In the world, that's my rotation. Okay? And because its parent is the world, that's the actor's rotation. This is the actor's location, the actor's rotation, and the actor's scale. And I mean, you can see I adjust it and everything works like expected. The problem I'm having, and then I save this value. This is the value I want in the world. Negative 100, 90, whatever. Negative 160. Let's just go with negative 100 so I freaking remember that easier. Which doesn't help because then that ends up putting it, we'll just go 50, 90, 100. There we go. So we know it's rotated. So that's the rotation I want. Now you'd assume once I picked up the item and then told it to set the item's location in the world to the new location, this one, 50, 90, and negative 100 again, it would work. So if I pick up the item, find it, and I tell it to do 50, 90, negative 100, it would be proper. The problem is it's not proper because the stupid decoration group point has its own values in here, which are going to adjust itself as it feels fit based on me doing crap. Based on what, you know, what I'm hitting, where I'm hitting it at, my output points, things like that. Which I just noticed that is no longer working like I expected it. Why is that not working like I expected? You know what? Should I be getting the world rotation and storing that? I wonder if where'd my code go? Let's see. This is the decoration group point. Get the world rotation of the item, and then add. No, because I still want to set it. I want to subtract. Oh. Okay, let's try doing. Yeah, see, that's not going to work either. Yeah, that's not working. For fuck's sake. Because this is setting it exactly like I want it. Yeah, setting the world location. It's literally doing exactly what I want. Yeah, so what the fuck? Yeah. Yeah, so the building code is working exactly like I want. It's basically hitting that point, taking the rotator, flipping it to face me, and then putting a generic little rotator object right where I want it. So obviously this code works because, well, it's working. And then when we drop it into the ground, it drops it. When I pick it back up, yep, see, that's all screwed up because of, oh, crap. Well, unless anyone has any ideas, I don't know how much longer I want to basically sit here and brainstorm broken stuff, because I don't honestly know if this is broken or not. I'd assume something like this rotation rule. Basically, this says calculates the relative transform, such as the attached component, which is going to be my bed, for example, maintains the same world transform, which sounds like exactly what I want. But I have a feeling once it attaches it, I wonder. What? No, see, I can't, because my capsule component. The other idea is basically what I was trying up here, which seemed to be broken. Basically, we have our root point, which is just a fixed rotational value, and we set its location simply based on what I hit, and then we rotate the item in the scene based on where it's hitting. But the problem is, when we do it this way, whenever we hit a new surface, it's going to rotate our item automatically. If we don't adjust the rotator, we're going to have to adjust the item every time we hit a new surface, which is pointless. We want that. We want that. That system's working fine. Yep, I don't know. I think I'm just going to have to not do the scaling. I literally don't think I can figure it out with the scaling. And I'll just let people know that it's beyond my math. Yeah, I mean, you can get the root point of this. This is my decorations root point, and I can get its rotation. I can get the relative rotation and the world rotation. And technically, I want the world rotation because that's what I'm setting. I want in the world, what is its location? Basically, what's its rotation in the world, because it's going to be on a surface, and I want that rotation. And I can get the rotation of the item before I attached it, which is right here. Which is, this one right here. And this is the rotator of the item in the world before I attached it. And I want to set it back to this, but you can't subtract a rotator. And you can do some stuff. You can break it into its axes, which is our XYZ, or we can, split it, basically, the same stupid thing. And you can subtract axes from each other. Now, you're supposed to multiply stuff together. I mean, because I can always split and do subtraction, but it's still not going to give me my correct answer. I already tried adding and subtracting, didn't get the right answer. This is one of those just math things that I literally don't have the answer for. Yep. Combined, I see, and I'm pretty sure I did combined rotators and it didn't work. But the problem is right here, what am I attempting to set on our decoration? Am I attempting to set the relative value or the world rotation? It's kind of an issue I'm running into now also. This is going to be the longest, boringest daily video stream that I've done so far. Yep, see? And it ends up obviously not working right. We have a bad rotator. And then if we take the decoration, we set the world rotation. Set world rotation of the root, like this, which apparently I already had. The world rotation doesn't give me the desired results either. See? Yep, I agree. It's rotators. Rotators are magical evil demons. I honestly would have thought this would not have been an issue. And the funny part about that is it's not an issue when I am dropping it. I take the item, I can rotate it, I can drop it, and it'll stave the proper rotation. So you'd think the opposite would work. That scales it right there. What am I doing? Rotate. Yeah, so this is my rotation. And I'm adding it relative to the parent. So it stores its own value internally. And then when I drop it, I am getting that relative rotation, so whatever its stored value is, and saving it, setting the transform to whatever the rotator is, and then adding the relative rotation back onto there. And then dropping it, basically. And it works. It works fine. It works exactly what I expect it to do. So doing the opposite, you would think you could grab the relative rotation, but the problem is the relative rotation is then based on the world. It's not based on an individual item, so it's not scaled and things like that. Set the transform to whatever the rotator object is. That way it snaps to the local location, which is technically what I'm doing now. And then adding back in that rotation. But it doesn't work because the world rotation and the local rotation are two completely different values. You can't just add it. So I'm going to put this back to normal. I'm going to disable rotation. I'm going to clean up my code. I'm going to leave it like this. I'm going to spend a day or two trying to find answers while I work on other stuff. And we'll see if I can find a solution to it. I also need to make sure that's correct. There we go. Put my code actually back to working would be nice. There we go. So I can still move stuff. I can still place stuff. I can scale stuff back to normal like we expect. So everything's working like we expected. We just no longer have rotation. Yeah. When I pick it up, I do reset it to 0. I do it right here. Because I have to reset it to 0. If I don't reset it to 0, it's going to pull in the existing information. See? So if I like pick it up, yeah, see? I have to reset the relative rotation. Which I already do. I take that into account. Because the when we're in here, the rotation of that bed is that, and we don't want that rotation. See, then that's where the funny part comes in, because one would assume that if I did not set the relative rotation, I did nothing to the relative rotation, and I told it right here on the rotation, keep the world. So basically, once you attach it, keep the world's rotation. One would assume that would solve my issue, but as you can see, it doesn't. It ends up rotating it. And and the funny part about that is it only rotated it for, yeah, and you can see it's doing whatever the hell it wants now at this point. Yeah, see, it's doing whatever the hell it wants. In-game level editor tutorial. A little more of an idea there of what you might think of for in-game level editor, because I mean technically this is an in-game level editor. I mean I can like I can place a little platform right here, and I can place another platform, you know, right here. I can put a little platform right there, and then my dude can leave, and then actually, apparently I broke the E key. Oh, see, I broke the fucking E key. Oh, that's awesome. But the biggest problem is saving out the data. You could save it out to a save game object, and you could reload it. But to actually serialize out data, I haven't. Yeah, I kind of see what you're asking for. Let me fix me breaking this crap. Christ. You know, everything else was super simple, and I ran into this one little issue, and I broke that again. Son of a gun. Let me just get this thing back into a working state. You know, I look at that, I broke the effing scale. Because of this part, there we go. So I've got everything fixed back. Yeah, I left something unconnected. I've got it fixed back up and running. I'm going to comment out the rotating and just simply not worry about that for now. I'll mention in the video that I will leave the code in here and please show how to handle it and show them what's broken, and then maybe someone smarter can give me the math to do it. I think that's the smartest thing, because I mean, this is 3 days I'm spending on this example. Well, fun, and I learned how to do some awesome stuff with spawning. I have a feeling it's a disconnect between local rotation and world rotation and absolute rotation, and having them all. I'm not setting the proper ones is the issue, and it's a math thing, and I'm not a math person. I can say that a billion times and it's just gonna be true. Okay, so that's gonna be good there. In-game level editor. So yeah, headcloth. Technically, what I have set up here would work for an in-game level editor. If I had, I mean, you basically have stuff. I can spawn in stuff. I can move stuff. So I mean, I could have a platform here that I spawned in. And if I had the code set up properly, which as you can see, it's see, that's what's funny. You notice how on the floor here it's like this, and then on this item it's rotated like that. That's funnier than hell. Look at that. And this one's going to stack in a completely different direction. Yeah, my rotator code is obviously really screwed up. I don't know what a skip function is. I do not play Minecraft. Yeah, look at that. See, I'm obviously rotating. I have a feeling, you know how the we had the issue where this right here, for whatever reason, when we set this rotation, we're getting an odd Z. I have a feeling that's what it is. Oh, we can skip the night. That would be that. I could look into that, but I mean, that's basically taking your existing time system, if you have a time system set up, and increasing the multiplier. That's all it is. And then just black out the screen, increase the multiplier to let the simulation run, and then unblack out the screen once your multiplier is done. You're still going to need to process everything, but assuming you have a multiplier in there for how long time should take, you just increase your multiplier. It's just basically running a simulation that runs every X seconds or whatever for your characters, and just having it run multiple times in succession over and over, simulating time. That's all it would be. I can add that to my list. I don't know how high of a priority what it would be, but that's kind of interesting. Basically, you're basically just accelerating the simulation. Let's see. Skip function for time, similar to Minecraft sleep through the night or any other game where you can skip time. Basically, have a simulation that runs in a certain time frame and then simulate a certain length of time in a short interval, or certain length of time in a short or certain interval of time in a short length. There we go. Okay, I've added the Nick. I don't know. It sounds like something that might be fun, but I definitely don't know when I'd be able to work on that. But it sounds like basically a good way to show how to accelerate time like you're looking for. A way to basically, instead of relying on things to run over a tick, you basically just loop over that action multiple times. So basically, it's basically running a simulation is what it would be. Anyways, off stream, more than likely, if I work on this again, I don't know if I'm going to play The Division or not. I'm starting to think this might be having something to do with our root point being on our person and inheriting our person's stuff. Because technically it's a child and it's going to inherit the parents' stuff. I know when I did my one of my game jam entries, and I basically did something similar to this. I had a separate item inside the world, a separate actor that I would move, and then that actor would be my reference for my decals and stuff like that. So I'm thinking of just taking my existing code here and where we're setting the root point and moving this root point out. Create a separate blueprint called like an attach point or something like that. That way its root is going to be the world at all points in time, so I have a reliable rotational value, and then maybe that's going to solve this. So I don't have to basically convert from parent to child and all these things like this. I can just have a fixed value I can use to offset things and rotate things and stuff like that. That way, instead of attaching to a root point, I'm just attaching to a point in space, my actual item. And that way, my item itself will always have its own rotational values in the world, rather than inheriting. I have a feeling that will solve that issue, which means my attaching to the player, while a smart idea, ends up causing more issues than good. So that's going to be my idea. As I'm noticing, the friggin' house is like 40 friggin' degrees and I'm starting to freeze. I've got some work to do. I appreciate everyone for hanging out. Hopefully you saw how annoying stuff can be. I tried a lot of stuff. I failed at almost everything. I got the sucky part is it was like half an hour of pure awesomeness where I got all the other features done instantly, and then this one little thing rotating caused issues. I do agree, James, now that I'm thinking about this out loud, I think it sounds promising. I think I wanted to do something fun by learning the attaching, and I did learn something fun. I also learned a problem with this, where you're might have some rotational issues. I also think this may not be working right, or I'm not using it properly. I have not used this stuff before these examples, so I have not done enough research. So I think I'll split it out. Maybe I lied. Maybe I'm not done with this. Maybe tomorrow I'll actually finish up with my other example, depending on how much stuff I do today. I mean, if people don't have other questions or want to see other things done, and they don't mind just watching me literally do 5 hours for the last 10% of this stupid project, I don't have a problem with that. We'll see. Tomorrow's Thursday. It's Thanksgiving, so I'll be on at some point probably. It depends on if the wife makes me cook. The plan is to stream every day. Holiday be damned. Someone's got to do something on the holidays. So, yeah. Anyways, that's a lot of ums and so's. I appreciate everyone for hanging out. Again, any questions, any comments, any requests, feel free to throw them wherever you'd like. YouTube channel, email, the documentation that's being extremely large and adding more crap that I just don't have time for right now. Whatever you feel like, don't really care. I appreciate everyone hanging out. I'm gonna mute for about 30 seconds just so the stream doesn't drop, and that's it. Everyone have a good rest of their day.